Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. Today, I'm going to be interviewing Justin Burns, who is releasing a brand new piece of software called Script Engage. It kind of solves a problem, which I think all of us have. I know I do, which is writing copy for everything, your VSLs, your sales pages, your webinars, name it, and Script Engage can do it for you. So I'm going to have him demo that for us here in a little bit. But first, I just want to talk with Justin a bit and get a little bit of history. How are you doing today, Justin?
Awesome. Other than a little bit, it's a little cold here in Chicago, so I got to go on a vacation. It's awesome.
Okay, I'm from the Midwest originally, so I know. I remember.
Oh, you know my pain then.
Oh yeah, I remember the 2-foot snowbanks and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't miss it. So, all right. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about your history? Were you always in internet marketing industry? How did you get started?
Yeah, so I started back in 2007. Very, very interesting. I was working as a sales rep for a cell phone company. And I got fired, right? It was like around the era, right, where they were letting everybody go. It was a recession. It was just pandemonium. And so, the decision really was, do I go back to a job or do I try my hand at this entrepreneur thing? And luckily, I got a break because a buddy of mine had already kind of built a successful blogging company. And it was awesome. So luckily, I got to leave the cold for a little bit out of Chicago and travel to California. So I ended up in San Clemente, California for about 6 months. And that's when I found internet marketing. And I landed in this amazing world. And I got a chance to see webinar creation and just the launch and just all these different things. And it completely just shifted my mindset. And I've been in it ever since.
Yeah, no, I hear you. That sounds a lot like my first experience with it. You kind of get just pushed into this world, and like I said, it's all consuming. There's so much information out there, and so much to learn. But
yeah.
It's invigorating. That's why I continue to do it. I just love what I do, especially the product creation process of it. I myself was in software development for years, so this just gives me a good outlet to get creative. So yeah, I hear you. It sounds very familiar. And just so you all know, Justin's having a little bit issue with his video camera there, so when I switch over, you're basically going to see Script Engage when Justin's talking. Sorry about that. But okay, so Justin, why don't you tell me a little bit about Script Engage and kind of about your own process, and your history with content writing, for VSLs, for sales pages, and so on.
Yeah, definitely. So once my buddy ended up selling his blogging platform, which was awesome. It was an awesome experience, built $1 million business, and I got a chance to see that firsthand. And I was the behind the scenes guy. So I was the guy that wrote the webinars. I was the guy that wrote the sales copy. I was the guy that pretty much did all that. And I can tell you, I pulled a lot of my hair out, right? I got a little bald spot in the middle of my head from just organizing all the content, right? And so it kind of led me to this idea of Script Engage that you guys are going to see, is that it's, even if you are really good at writing basic copy, it's not easy putting together a full-blown marketing promotion. I'm not talking about like a one-off sales letter or a squeeze page. I'm talking about a full marketing process. And so kind of like realizing that, I went into starting my own funnel agency. So I'm not just a guy that just decided to build this. Like, I understood the challenges, right? Like, yeah. I got how frustrating it actually was to build out an actual marketing promotion. And I remember we did this huge, I remember building out some webinar funnels. And I was like, webinar funnel should be the easiest, right? Well, it wasn't, right? Because you got the webinar script, and you have the webinar emails, and you have the webinar squeeze pages. So a lot of people, what I realized is that a lot of clients of mine focused on the wrong things, right? They focused on the technology, and the technology is important. But they focus on the wrong things, right? They focus on that. The most important thing that I realized after building hundreds of funnels, writing a bunch of VSLs, is that the most important things are the words that you say to your customers. And we know that, but we don't focus on it, right? Like, and I'm not just talking about, throwing a bunch of words together and making them sound good. I'm talking about really connecting with your prospects where you can connect to their fears, right? Or connect to the things that motivate them, right? Like that's great marketing.
Right.
And so that, that was kind of almost non-existent. And that's kind of led me into creating Script Engage.
I see. Yeah, no, I know exactly where you're coming from. You think you kind of go out, and I've fell victim to this. I can write the sales page myself. I'm just going to go out, kind of see what everybody else is doing, and then just kind of use that as my template. But when you have it all in your head, but to try to get those words out and actually make sense and convey exactly what you're feeling, it's not an easy task. It is most definitely a skill. So, I mean, who do you think that, your audience is for this? Who can benefit from it? Why can they benefit from it?
Yeah, so I think that, my audience is really anybody that markets online. No matter what you're marketing online, if you have a website or a sales funnel, even an e-commerce store, right? You need great copy, right? You need the copy that is going to not just, like I said, put a bunch of words together, but it's going to separate you from your competitors. That's going to connect with your prospect and ultimately get them to buy. This is really interesting. There's a software out there. It's a more corporate one, right? And it does a bunch of copy stuff, and it's more of a corporate one. So I remember I had called up the company, and I was like, I want to get a demo. This is a while back. And this is how I kind of led to creating it. And I called the company and said, how much is it going to cost? And I'm thinking, this is a software, right? It's going to be, it's not going to be that much. And they said, this is $10,000 a month. And I said, wait, what is that? And he's like, that's the basic version, right? And I was like, and I was just like, okay, I have to create something that is less expensive, obviously, and something that can really help me to put together the promotion. So, doesn't matter if you're like doing an e-commerce store, you need great copy. Script Engage really does that for you. All the different campaigns. Also, if you're creating, let's say you want to put together a webinar promotion. Like I said before, there's so many things that go on that we leave out last, meaning like we get to, the follow-up sequences to get people on your webinar, the sequences that nurture them, that indoctrinate them. What about the squeeze page copy? What about the thank you page copy? Maybe you're not utilizing that effectively. Then what about the actual script, right?
Right.
There's so many components, as you know, right? Like you've done a lot of these, and it makes you want to pull your hair out. So, and let's not get into doing a product launch, or let's not get into, setting up a funnel that has upsells and downsells and, right? Like you need all those sequences, and that's something that we've put into Script Engage.
Gotcha. So how much would you say, if I've got a product that I want, and I need a sales page done. I need, I'm going to do some webinars, so I'm obviously going to need that funnel created. About what kind of costs are you talking about if you have to go out and hire a professional to actually write these scripts for you?
Yeah, so that was one of the things that, let's say like someone wants to come to me. So I specialize, I would consider myself a copywriter, right? And which is why I created this. But I specialize more so in software, video sales letters, and, I can write webinars, different things like that. Mm-hmm. But if you're working with me, just for that one video, right, to write that, I'm going to charge at least a few $1,000 just for that one video, right? Now, other copywriters charge thousands of dollars for, one VSL. Well, let's put it in realistic terms. If let's just say you find a guy that's, fairly reasonable, right? Mm-hmm. You're still at, more than $500 at least for a single piece of copy. Well, now you have to think about adding on the email sequence because you need that, right? You got to follow up with your clients. So now tack on another couple $100, right? Or 500, additional 500. Then now it's like, hey, now you got to promote it. So now you need the Facebook ads, right? Or you need whatever it is you're going to write. You need the JV promotions, right? You need the JV promotion if you're going to go down that path. Sure. So now when you look at the whole entire piece and you're like, well, now I need an upsell to maximize my lifetime value per customer, right? So now we need our upsell sequences. After everything is said and done, on average, you're probably going to spend anywhere between a few $1,000 on the cheap end all the way to $10,000 on the higher end. You know, and that's an average cost.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, like you said, you know, I still think it kind of goes back to the old, you know, the old adage of you pay for what you get.
Yeah. Especially if you're going on the low end, and that's so true, because if you're going on the low end, you're going to pay. If I'm talking about for the whole marketing promotion, you're going to spend a few $1,000s, but then you've thrown a few $1,000 in, and you're like, I don't even know if this is going to convert or not. You're just kind of, you're just like hoping for the best, right?
Absolutely. Wow. Okay. So I'll tell you what. Why don't you tell me a little bit about, you know, what? Now I've seen a few other script, you know, kind of automated script software out there in the past. Quite a while ago, actually. I haven't really seen a really good one come around in a while, which is why I was kind of excited, you know, about talking to you about yours after having, you know, a chance to take a look at it. But what really makes Script Engage, you know, different or better, you know, than anything that's kind of out there on the market now?
Yeah. So we looked at a couple other, you know, like script softwares. There's not really many of them out there, but even the few that was there, you know, we were looking. Even I tried this, right? So even before I built this, right? Because I built this originally for me, right? And so, and that was because even though I bought the other script softwares, I noticed that there was just like, if I wanted to put to, you know, there were some great scripts, right? So the problem really came into, you know, where I really wanted to build out an entire campaign. That's where I ran into a roadblock with the other script softwares. Is that, you know, if I wanted to say, for example, and I remember this, I wanted to promote, I was launching a $47 like, you know, class, like an e-class at that time. And I needed an entire funnel. I needed the squeeze page. I needed the sales page. I needed the upsell. I needed the downsell. But then I needed the email sequence for each one of those components, right? So I needed the email sequence for people that opted in. I needed the email sequence for people that didn't buy. I needed the email sequence for people that, you know, bought the upsell, but maybe didn't buy the second upsell, right? And then I needed an email sequence that would promote people because I had a back-end, more high-ticket offer. And you guys get the gist, right? Sure. Now, the biggest thing is when I bought other softwares, it's like I probably got about 25%, I would say, give or take, the copy that I actually needed, right? So I'm still like, you know, hey, I got this 25 pieces, but I still need to outsource the 75%. I still need to hire or write the 75%. So, you know, it helped out 25%, right? But 75% it didn't. So that's kind of what Script Engage, that's how Script Engage is different, is that if you when you go into the dashboard, I'm going to show you guys in a second, when you go into the dashboard, you can actually see that it's intuitive, that you can see that, hey, I can, if I wanted to really build out a full-blown marketing funnel, I could actually do that. If I want to host a webinar, I can actually get all the promos that I need from A to Z.
Wow. Yeah. No, that's really the big difference right there. I think you really summed it up. It's from beginning to end. You know, I mean, when you get into these types of things, you know, as you know, you don't think about all that. You know, what if they say no to the first upsell? Oh, I need to tell them something. You know, so that's an incredible value right there.
Yeah, and especially then when you start to, another thing is then when your funnel starts to make money, and let's just say, you know, this is about scalability, right? We're all here to scale our businesses. Doesn't matter what you do. If you're a servicer, doesn't matter if you know, promote e-commerce products or if you promote info products, whatever it is. At the end of the day, your objective is to increase your lifetime value of each customer and increase that to, you know, where you make the most money per customer, right? While you're providing value. Sure. Now, when you get to certain points where you're adding on different things, you're going to run into roadblocks if you don't have readily available marketing campaigns to deploy.
Right. Yep, exactly. Well, I'll tell you what, man, I'm really curious to see this. So let's, I'm going to just turn it over to you. I've got the Script Engage shown on the screen here. So why don't you go ahead and walk us through this software?
Cool. So this is actually the dashboard. And recent templates is, you know, when you create a bunch of templates, all the recent templates are going to be down in recent templates. So as you can see, these are just all the video trainings, but, you know, if you want to go ahead and get started with Script Engage, you can see at the top, you typically have my avatar, new avatars, generate scripts. Again, it's simplicity, but it's powerful, as I'm going to show you. So I'm just going to start off with a new avatar. And what's going to happen is we basically base everything on, obviously, questions. But the reason why I wanted to base it off questions is I wanted to be able to just plug in really, really powerful information about, my particular customer and what you're going to be able to do as well. And then that way, when I plug it all in, making sure I cover every single basis of, every type of question, then I'm able to duplicate and save time, right? We all need time, right? That's the biggest thing in this game. So as you can see, step one is just kind of defining your ideal avatar. So you're just going to go in here and name your avatar. And typically, like if you kind of are familiar with copywriting, then you can kind of see that these are typically an avatar is just defined as your ideal sort of person that you're marketing to, and that's kind of how we define things in Script Engage. So you're just going to come in here, kind of answer some basic questions. Step two is really about what we call the USP framework, right? Which is really going to be what's your unique sort of selling proposition. So there are some questions in here, things like, what is your epiphany moment? What was the number one thing that you're going to show your customers how to do? What's the benefit? So, obviously you want to always sell on the benefit of what people, why they want to work with you, right? Or why they want to buy your product. So also what we've done that I haven't seen in a lot of script softwares is we wanted to add the personal story, right? So when you really think about templates, you think about just kind of this robotic sounding sort of thing, right?
Yeah, right.
What we decided to do was kind of add a question in there, like, what was your personal story? So that we can inject that into Script Engage. And I'm going to show you guys what's really cool about some of the story templates that we're going to have that you can send out to really nurture, your list, because people love to, they love stories, right?
Absolutely.
So moving on, step three is your pain point, right? So we got to make sure we connect with our prospects, as I talked about. We want to address their fears. And so we've pretty much, again, these are not like a million questions, right? It's just going into what are some of the pain things that they want to avoid, right? What are the major problems they want to avoid? How does your product help them overcome that pain? And what will it cost them by not having your solution? So as you can see, these are really powerful questions, right? These are not just, hey, what are you selling? And hey, who's your, none of those things matter. What matters is, what will it cost somebody by not, signing up for your services, and what's the things they want to avoid? So step four is the offer. We get right into the offer. So who, obviously is writing the offer. Obviously that's going to be you, and then you could choose what type of offer. So the way we've designed this is this is not just geared towards products. If you're, obviously doing a service, you're going to choose service, webinar. If you're doing like some type of product giveaway. So even if you're just like, this is not just setting up funnels, you can, if you want to build your list and we have templates in Script Engage that does giveaways. Okay. Which is pretty cool because that helps you build your list even faster, right?
Absolutely. So, and would you use like the giveaway for ecom if you're giving away, some product just to get it out there into the market?
Oh yeah, I mean, that's something that's really, really making a lot of people a lot of money in ecom is that they buy. What happens is they buy some smaller device that maybe cost them a couple bucks, and then they give them away as a free plus shipping offer. Right, so that can also help you to build your list if you're in ecom, and it's really, really powerful, right? So that's why we included giveaways. Again, we wanted to include campaigns that even you may not be thinking about that can help you grow your list and make you more money, okay? So lead magnets, coaching programs, and even strategy sessions. So that's something that I didn't see in a lot of script softwares is this higher ticket program, okay? So this is more so going to be geared towards service providers that charge thousands of dollars, or if you're a coach or you do coaching, it's important, right, that you offer your clients the ability to work with you, right? So we added that as well. So you're just going to talk about the price of your product, what's the components. Now, if you have an OTO, which is a one-time offer, if you press yes, then the drop-down is going to come down and you're going to be able to add all your OTOs and different things like that. You can see that, obviously, you're going to choose what your guarantee is, and then will your program have bonuses, yes or no? And will, you obviously have testimonials, yes or no? So again, we've taken into account every single part of the psychological, the psychology of selling, right? The psychology of people buying online. So step 5 is, call to action. This is where you're just going to choose like your call to action for your ads. And then also, what do you want the call to action to be after people kind of go through maybe like a sales letter? Then the wrap up is the final part of the questions, which is, who's this persona? What are you naming this persona? What's the website? We want to collect all the personal info for those templates that, obviously have more so of a personal kind of touch. So then the next step, once you do this, right? And for the sake of time, I'm not going to answer these questions.
Sure.
Once you do this, then you just save this. And we base everything in Script Engage on avatars and templates. And this was a very interesting concept that we came up with because we always wanted to attach your avatar to a template. So you can always either edit the template very easily, making it easy for you to produce scripts, or we wanted to have the ability for you to be able to, let's say your product offering changed, we wanted to have the ability for you to go in and also edit your avatar. Okay, so that makes it fairly easy because then you could just go in and change the price. Boom, you're done. Generate a script. Or if you wanted to change the scripts, then you could go in there and change the script as well. Okay,
sure.
Now let's just go ahead. So now that our avatar is created, as you're going to see, you can select. Again, we made this very, very easy. Your avatar is going to be a drop-down box. Okay, so before you want to create an actual script, you're just going to go in here and you're going to choose your avatar. I already have kind of like an example, ecom, female swanky buyer, or test, right? So we could choose either one of these. It doesn't matter, right? So as you could kind of see, this is the dashboard, okay? We thought about this through every part of the marketing process. So as you can see, there's funnel scripts, there's webinar scripts, there's advertising scripts, there's joint venture scripts, headline scripts, OTO scripts, email scripts, e-commerce scripts, high-ticket scripts, phone scripts, story scripts, and then we have the miscellaneous, right? Again, you can see why. Like, if it seems like this is a lot, this is probably what you're doing when you're creating marketing campaigns, right?
At least what you should be doing, right?
Yeah, here's the thing. You're right. Like, this is the things that you should be doing. So when you really choose, when you choose a category, so let's say we're going to choose funnel scripts, right? And as you can see, currently what we have in here right now is just all the things that you need to create a funnel, right? So even the thank you. So this is something that's really, really huge that you probably won't see in other softwares that they come out or whatever it is. You won't see things like thank you pages automatically generated for you, right? Or order forms that you don't have to create. That you don't have to think about how do I, what's the copy that's going to get me conversions on the order form, right? We've even broke down like regular VSLs, small, short sales letters, different things like that. So as you can see, when you click on different categories, you're going to always open up a whole wide range of other scripts. So I'll just choose a couple for time's sake, just so I could just show you guys. But like, for example, in the advertising section, it's not just Facebook. Everybody's focused on Facebook, which is great. But what about the other things that you need, right? What about, if you want to promote on LinkedIn, right? We have a LinkedIn appointment script here, right? If you wanted to promote a sponsored tweet on Twitter, right? We have that available. PPC ads, if you want to market on Google, you have your ad. Banner ads, solo ads, native ads. And as, we do have an option for you to have scripts released to you every single month. which is literally the cheapest thing you ever experienced, but especially when it comes to paying for a copywriter. But, it's not even 1/10 of that. But it's like, thinking about it, we're going to be adding things like Instagram ads. We want to always be thinking about how can we help our clients and our customers make more money, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, kind of getting into some other scripts like joint venture scripts. We have a couple in here now where you can literally create like the whole sales letter. So I'll show you when you click on one of them, because I know you guys are like, just show me one of the scripts, right? When you click on one of them, as you can see, you're going to see a bunch of SDFA. That's like the test stuff. But as you can see, right, it produces an entire sales letter. Even to the point where we've thought about this, to the point where we even, include little things that you may not even think about. Like this is a complete JV sales letter, right? But at the end, as you can see, we've even included your affiliate terms and conditions for you. So literally, all you have to do is now just go ahead and say, hey, listen, I want to use this script or customize it. So let's say, you say, hey, listen, there's some things in here that, maybe I want to change, right? So the first thing we're going to do is just name this script. So I'm just going to say Justin's affiliate promotion, and then I'm going to save it, right? So once I save it, right, it's now, obviously like a template, right? So now you can see that it's saved as a Justin's affiliate promotion. So now what I can do is go in here, kind of look at it and say, hey, this is pretty good. Obviously I have to fill out some more sections, but then what I'm going to do is have the ability to customize it. So if I want to customize it, what we've done is created something called a section adder, okay? And with the section adder, that is if you want to go ahead and add pre-populated sections to enhance your script, you can also do that as well. So we've made it customizable. So like, for example, if you want to create a headline, all the headlines are pre-populated with your questions already, okay? So as you can see, it says, discover how I own this without FAA, right? Obviously, I just filled out anything, right? But your questions are already in here. So if you wanted to add headlines, you could do that. If you want to add bullet points to enhance your script, if you want to add a testimonial section with copy, call to action stuff, you can do all that as well, okay? Now, once I'm done with this, once I'm able to kind of see that, then you have the option of either exporting this as a PDF or a PowerPoint presentation if you want to, or a Word document. And we also included what we wanted to do was do something called script collaboration. Okay, so a lot of times we're not saying that, hey, you don't ever need a copywriter, right? There's times where you may want to, maybe pass this to a copywriter, right, to do an even longer promotion, whatever it is, right? You can do that. You can share this with your team. I have about 2 copywriters who have written the script. They've written $1 million promotions. So a lot of the scripts in Script Engage have made clients millions of dollars, right? And so it's funny because they were, my copywriter the other day was like, hey, I got to write some promotions for some of our clients. And he's like, dude, I wrote that copy in like 2 days with the scripts. He's like, so we actually use our own product, right? We're like, this is pretty easy. Like, so he's like, we have like all these scripts and it's pretty simple. So if you wanted to export to Google Documents, you can and share that with your team, okay? So kind of just showing you, again, it's a very simple software, but again, we wanted to obviously have the ability for you to do that. So we're going to be adding scripts every single month. So like, for example, e-commerce scripts, we have like just things that you probably don't even think about, right? Like shopping cart abandonment scripts, right? Sale email sequences, physical product welcome emails that welcome your customers, even in like high ticket scripts. There are scripts in here, we actually added a high ticket sales scripts, right? Can you imagine that if you just use the high ticket sales scripts and you made an extra $3,000 just from having this at your arsenal, that'd be worth it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we thought about this. We've done thank you page sessions, phone scripts for some of you guys that are in sales, right? And you got to do cold calling. we're going to be adding more phone scripts here, but we got a cold calling script, right? Some of you guys hate cold calling, but at least you have it at your disposal, right? If you got to make a call, you have that at your disposal. And then we're going to be adding different theme type of, different scripts, like we got a Back to the Future scripts, and then miscellaneous, right? So we've also added a direct mail piece here, which is even awesome, right? So now, again, you could even send even more promotion. So now it's not just, hey, let's do Facebook ads and let's do Twitter ads. Now it comes down to, all right, now let's send this direct mail piece that I can literally just plug in some information to and have it spit out a script. And also, we wanted to make it easy for your terms of use policies, and we're going to add some disclaimer policies and some other things as well.
Yeah, that's a nice touch. I like that.
Yep. So the most important section, I would say, is going to be your email sequences, right? So we have everything in there from, like I talked about, your giveaway email sequences, your customer welcome purchase emails, your engagement whitelist. This is important because, nowadays, a lot of email marketers are seeing a lot of drops in their open rates, right? So you want to try to get into the inbox as fast as possible, as much as you can. And you could do that with obviously instructing your prospects to whitelist, your email address. And this has also really have led to us making more money in our business, right? So we also have our lead magnet welcome email. We even have a product launch. So, some of you guys are doing 4-part video series. We've also included a 4-part video series emails, right, sequence, so that you can, if you're doing the 4-part video sequence, you can have all the emails for your 4-part series as well. So there's a ton of stuff in here.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of stuff. That's another thing, right? There's probably currently, we have probably about close to 45 scripts already in Script Engage. And again, if you were to do one piece, it would cost you probably hundreds of thousands of dollars just for that one marketing piece.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, this is pretty powerful, man. Great job. Looks nice too with the UI, nice and easy to use. Nice flow through it. Fantastic job.
Cool, thanks.
So when do we get our hands on this?
Well, we are finally at the finish line, right? And it's done. We've tested it. It's awesome. People love it. And, we're there. So we launch May 20th, this Friday. If you guys are seeing this after Friday, then you could get your hands on it. You'll be able to get this May 20th at 11 a.m. Eastern. It's going to be just awesome. And you guys you won't regret it. You'll love it. And just get excited, because now you're going to stop, you're not going to have this ball spot like I do, right? Because from years of trying to put together campaigns, because Script Engage can help you do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty excited about it as well. Get my hands in there and get dirty. I'll definitely be putting this to use. I mean, that is just the money savings alone is you can't compare it. I mean, that's phenomenal.
Yeah. And even some of the, one of the things is funny, because just to kind of give you guys some insight into, even the thought process of our team, right? And so one of the things is this small ticket sales letter. Let me show you guys this. This is pretty cool. So this small ticket sales letter, right? I don't know if you guys can see how long that's going on for. But if you were to put this kind of this long form sales letter in this long form sales letter is responsible for 6-figure promotions, right? But if you were to put this script in, let's say a Google document, it's going to come out to about 8 or 9 pages long, okay, with regular, 12 or 13, I think 14 font, right? And that's because our copywriters are like, dude, we want to make sure we give people high converting stuff. We're going to make sure they really have the tools that are necessary to do that. So again, you're not just getting some random, scripts. These are scripts that are really responsible for generating results.
Fantastic! Wow, this is a great job, Justin. This is a phenomenal piece of software. I can't wait. Can't wait to Friday, right? Friday, we're going to open up the cart here and let everybody get their hands on it.
Yep, Friday, get ready. You know, go ahead and you'll love it. And if you guys need anything, whatever it is, we're here to support you guys. And also, you know, when you get in, again, it's going to be something that's ever, you know, evolving, right? If you decide to join, obviously, our, you know, monthly program, we're going to be releasing 5 scripts a month, okay, every single month. And we're also going to be bringing in other experts as well, okay? We may even get Keith in, right? But, you know, what we've also found out, and one of the bonuses that you guys get, you're going to get some cool bonuses, obviously, from Keith. But one of the things is what we wanted to do was, like I said, add those components. So, like, we have a LinkedIn bonus script in there that you can go on LinkedIn and you can use that script to set appointments, right? That was one of the things. One of the other things is every single month, we're going to be finding the best experts and making sure that, and we just recently done this, saying, how did this script get you results, right? And we're going to be doing what's called an expert training every month. We're going to be interviewing really cool experts and really, you know, taking their script and plugging it into our software so you guys can get access to that. And it's going to be in so many different areas. So we're going to be adding, again, Instagram ads. We're going to be adding so many different cool things, and you're always going to stay ahead of the curve in the marketing trends as well.
Yeah, that's a fantastic bonus right there. Is you know, getting that input from these you know, multi-million-dollar, you know, launchers. You know, basically, I mean, these guys know how to market, and to get that kind of insight is a phenomenal, you know, bonus moving forward. So that sounds fantastic, Justin. I appreciate you coming on with me today and walking us through this. And like I said, we're all excited. Now, if you guys want to jump on this on Friday, May 20th, you go ahead and hit the links below, and we'll take you over to my exclusive bonus package, as well as get you over to that sales page so you can pick up your copy. So I think that's about it. But thanks a lot, Justin. I appreciate you spending the time. I know you're busy.
Yeah. But, you know, again, want to serve your customers, serve you guys. If you need anything, guys, just reach out, you know, to Keith or myself, and we'll be here to obviously support you. I'm sure Keith will give you the links to contact me if you got any questions, anything like that. We want to be here to obviously support you guys. But I know you guys are going to be excited to get in, play with it, you know, and create some profits for you guys. I'm excited.
Absolutely. All right, man. Well, thanks so much, and look forward to getting into it.
All right. Talk to you guys soon. See you soon.
All right. Thanks, man.